Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be playing with and testing out the Colourpop wine collection. I got this in PR yesterday. I know it's a little late, so if you're interested in this, you've probably already picked it up, but I thought it would still be fun to play with it. So yeah, I look super pale today. It's not a good look for me. Yeah, Colourpop launched a wine collection. This is what the packaging looks like. Super cute and very rustic. My fiance and I are actually getting married at a winery, so I'm really into this vibe. This is kind of what I want my wedding theme to look like. Burgundy, cream, rustic. I'm really into it. So for this collection, I haven't opened any of it. I've resisted. We have the wine and only palette. We have three, counting is hard. We have 3 Super Shock cheeks. We have a Super Shock duo, and we have a liner. Winged liner is like my jam, so I'm really excited for a wine colored eyeliner. Oh, we also have this, but I won't be opening this. This is a, sorry, I just burped. This is a shimmering dry oil. I have like honestly 30 of these. This is in the shade Sangria. It's like a deeper color. Oh, this came all scratched. Someone would still probably be interested in it though. It just looks like a wine color with some gold glitter. I'll probably give this away. So follow me on Instagram if you're interested in giveaways, because I have a bunch of Colourpop stuff to give away. And I'll be doing it on my Instagram just because it's easier that way. So yeah, follow me on there. I'll put the link in the description box down below. And it's not just shimmering dry oils that I'm giving away. I have some palettes and stuff too. Because Colourpop keeps sending me duplicates of things and there's no need for that. I don't want to be wasteful, and I know someone else will really enjoy it. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and I will be posting a giveaway soon, I swear. So yeah, this is the Wine Knot collection. Oh, I'm so excited for this liquid eyeliner. I'm definitely going to use this. I love liquid eyeliner. I love winged liner. It's like my jam. So this is the Wine and Only palette. I have not seen this in person and I forget what the photos looked like. So this is exciting. I don't know. I feel kind of disappointed. That sucks. This is what the palette looks like. The reason I'm just a little bit disappointed is I wish they did like a really dark, almost black purple, like a really deep Merlot shade. I think this one would be the closest to what I'm talking about, but I wish it was like even deeper. But it's still pretty. We're still gonna play around with it. I'm excited. Oh, I'm gonna take my Fitbit off. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm sorry, guys. It's just so ugly, you know? And if I wanna do arm swatches, it gets in the way. We are gonna do swatches of this. I know you've probably seen it a bunch of times, but we're gonna do it anyway. I like to get in with my fingers before I put things on my eyes, just so I know kind of like what I'm working with and what colors in particular I want to use. And let's look at this Super Shock duo. I love Super Shock shadows. They're like the highlight of each collection for me personally. These are almost never included in a giveaway because I just love them so much. I never want to get rid of them. Oh, that's pretty. This is the shade Muse, and it's like a rosé kind of wineish color. And then we have Wine Down, which is that a shimmer? Yeah, it is. It's an ultra metallic finish, and it's just a deeper kind of Merlot shade. Very beautiful. And then we have Super Shock Cheek. This is a pearlized finish. Don't love shimmery blushes, but maybe we'll give it a shot. This is in the shade Cheerio. Oh, it doesn't look like it has any sparkle. I don't know, we'll have to swatch it and see. So it's like a deep wine color, very on brand. Then we have the shade Cruel Intentions, which is a matte Super Shock Cheek. This is more up my alley personally for blushes. That's a really pretty color. It might be a bit intense on my skin tone just because obviously I'm so pale right now. And then this one is called Brute Flute, and it's also a pearlized finish. Oh, I like this one. This one has a little more brown to it instead of berry, and it's a little bit lighter. That's really pretty. I like that one. And yeah, I think that's the entire collection. Let me take a look. Palette, liquid liner, shadow duo, Super Shock blushes, and the dry oil. Yeah, I got the whole collection this time. I love when that happens. That's always great. I'm pretty sure Fourth Ray Beauty launched a wine themed skincare product with this. I didn't get it, which is fine. I have so much skincare to go through anyway. But yeah, that won't be reviewed in this video because I don't have it. Okay, I'm just gonna get all of this packaging off of my desk and then we'll get started. Okay, so all of the packaging is off of my desk and I think I wanna do swatches. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into some arm swatches of all of these products. Okay, so I thought first we could start off with the Super Shock Cheeks. So first up is the shade Cruel Intentions. It is a matte formula, and I would describe it as like a mid-tone rosy pinky mauve. Colourpop doesn't have a shade description on the website, but that's how I would describe it, and I'm not the best at describing shades, so that's the best you're gonna get from me. Actually, Colourpop does have a shade description of Cruel Intentions, and it describes it as a warm rose. I would say that's more accurate than what I described it as, so let's go with Colourpop's description. Next up, we have the shade Cheerio, and this is a pearlized finish. I actually really like this finish. I didn't think I would, but it's not super glittery, and it's not crazy shimmery either. It has a really subtle sheen that is super beautiful. This is the shade Cheerio, and Colourpop describes it as a deep cranberry in a satin finish. And apparently these two shades are re-promotes, and they were cult faves. So yeah, if you're a super big Colourpop junkie, you've probably seen these two shades before. And then the third blush is Brute Flute, and this one is a new shade. So these two are re-promotes, and this one is a new shade. Colourpop describes this one as a warm rose gold with a gold sheen, and I would say that even though these two are pearlized finishes, this one does seem to have more of a sheen and reflectiveness to it. So if you're not into that, I don't know how much you'd be into this blush. It's a little more metallic than the other ones. So those are all of the Super Shock Cheeks compared side by side. Okay, so next up we'll move on to the eye products, which is the rest of the collection. I'll start off with the Super Shock Duo. I just love breaking into a fresh Super Shock shadow. They're just so creamy and lovely feeling. So the first shade we have here is called Muse, and it is an ultra metallic formula. Colourpop describes this one as a mid-tone pinky rose. It's kind of like a rose gold, and it has a pink sheen to it. The second shade in the duo is called Wine Down, and it's described as a deep wine with gold pinpoints. The gold glitter is really beautiful in person. I'm not sure if it will show up on camera, but in person it's like super reflective and beautiful. And then since I had space on my arm, I thought I'd swatch the liquid liner. This is in the shade Wine Not. It's just like a true deep burgundy wine color. I'm really excited to play with this. Okay, and finally we will move on to the Wine and Only palette. This is what it looks like up close. Really pretty color story, kind of similar to the Whatever palette, I feel like. I don't have that palette in my collection though, so I could be completely wrong. But yeah, super pretty, and let's get to swatches. So the first shade we have here is called Blanc, and it is a metallic warm rose gold. It's a really pretty color. I feel like that's kind of what I want to use. I shouldn't get ahead of myself though. Next up we have the shade Sip Sip, which is described as a matte sparkle mid-tone rose with hot pink pinpoints. I'm not sure if the little glitter particles will really show up, but they're definitely there in person. The third shade we have is called Major Shanti, and it is described as a matte mauve rose. Then we have the shade Casta Chateau, which is described as a metallic raspberry with a vibrant pink duochrome. I'm not sure if the duochrome will really show up on camera, but hopefully. Then we have the shade Play to Wine, which is described as a metallic true ruby. Next up, we have the shade Mull It Over. That's a really cute name, and it is described as a matte rich berry. Then we have the shade Vinter, which is described as a matte deep Merlot. I'm gonna have to move my sleeve up a little bit. Then we have the shade Man Cherry, which is described as a metallic black cherry with hot pink pearl. And finally, we have the shade Grapeful, which is described as a matte sparkle deep plum with gold pearl. And that is the entire palette. So out of all of the 9 shades in the palette, there are actually 4 that are not intended for use in the immediate eye area. That's pretty common with red shades, but it's just something that you might want to be mindful of. The shades that aren't suitable for the eye area are Major Shanti, Mull It Over, Vinter, and Grapeful. So a lot of the deep ones. Okay friends, I am back and I am zoomed in. My voice keeps going like in and out today. I don't know where it goes, but please disregard that. I think for my eyeshadow today, I want to keep it pretty light because I really want to use the wine colored liquid liner. And I'm kind of concerned that if I go too dark, it's not going to show up, or it will show up and there's not going to be any contrast between the eyeliner and the eyeshadow, if that makes sense. I was going to try and rip this off in like a super satisfying way, but this is like really glued on there. Wow, look at all the glue residue that left. That was not satisfying in the slightest. Wow, now that looks even worse. Okay, well, so the first shade I want to dip into is this medium tone shade here. This is the shade Sip Sip. My fiance just got home. He went to the store to get some Vaseline because we got a bird feeder for Christmas and the squirrels are all over the bird feeder. It's honestly like a Tom and Jerry episode in my freaking house. So yeah, I'm gonna dip into this shade here, Sip Sip, just on a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to Just apply it to the crease and blend it upwards as I do. So how are y'all doing? 2021 is already crazy and we're only a week in. I hope this week really didn't set the tone for the rest of the year because that would be really shitty. I'm praying to all my friends in America right now. It's just crazy down there. I mean, I'm not saying that we're perfect up here in Canada. We have a lot of work to do in regards to like racism and such. Yeah, I'm just thinking of all my American friends. I know you guys are really affected down there. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade here. What's it even called? It's called Major Chianti. I read Shanti. There's a hidden I in there that I did not see. So this is the shade I'm going into. It's a little bit darker, but I feel like it's not gonna be super dark to the point where the liner won't show up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so every time the squirrel is on the bird feeder, which is quite frequently, my fiance freaks out and he wants to trap the squirrels, but I won't let him. He would do it safely, like he's gonna just like relocate them. He's not gonna hurt them or anything, but I don't know. Just gonna put out some nuts or something for them. What do squirrels eat? Do they eat anything? I don't know. Ooh, wouldn't be a video unless I dropped something. Then I'm gonna go in with my Colourpop E4 brush and I'm gonna go into this lightest shade here, Blanc. I said Blanc, probably. You would think for a Canadian my French would be better. It's not great. And I'm just gonna spray it with some setting spray and I'm just gonna apply this all over the lid. I'm not cutting the crease or anything. Honestly, I know I cut the crease in my last video, but I just really like the look of like not a super harsh lid shade. I kind of like to blend it into my crease shade lately. I don't know why that is. I think it's just like a softer look instead of a harsh cut crease and I've just been really enjoying it lately. So I'm just taking that and then kind of blending it into the matte shade. I really hope, I know I mentioned my wedding earlier in this video, I hope that things are like mostly back to normal by the time we get married. We're getting married in November of this year, so we have 11 months. Man, I'm really hoping. That's a really pretty color. Oh, I love that one. It's nothing crazy unique, but wow, that's still so beautiful. And then to top it, I'm gonna go in with the Super Shock shadow in the shade Muse. It's kind of the same color. It's a similar color, but it's just more intense. The top is the Super Shock shadow and the bottom is the eyeshadow in Blanc. So it's a similar tone, but it's really gonna add some intensity to my lid. And I'm super into that lately. So I'm just topping this. There, that's pretty. I feel like I want to leave it at that and then just add the liquid liner. I hope this liquid liner is good. This is like the highlight of the collection for me. Oh yeah, I think this will show up. Yeah, that's really pretty. Ow, just poked myself in the eye. Ow. I don't love how stiff the liquid eyeliners are by Colourpop. It's just not super easy for me personally to apply. Oh, that's really pretty. I love that. Wow. I'm not great at doing liquid liner on camera, so hopefully I don't screw this up. And I'm pretty sure I screwed it up. This eyeliner is a little bit tricky to use, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would make the sacrifice for this color though. I would deal with how finicky it is, because that's really beautiful. And I think it's pretty unique too. I don't see a ton of wine colored liquid liners. I'm just gonna do my other eye off camera just because the liquid liner is really tricky to do on camera. And I'll do my concealer and get everything ready and then I can do my lower lash line with you. Okay, I'm back and I'm not gonna lie, that was the hardest liquid liner I've ever had to use. I guess I didn't have to use it, but that is the hardest liquid liner I have ever used. I don't know if I would use it again, even though it's a beautiful color. I'm just not sure it was worth the hassle. Like it was really tricky to do this eye and I'm still not really happy with it, but I think that's the best we're gonna get. And I consider myself like pretty good at winged liners, so if you don't consider yourself good at winged liner, I would say pass on that. So now I'm moving on to the lower lash line. I'm gonna go into this shade that we used in the crease, Major Chianti, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Vinter in there. I'm just gonna kind of mix the two shades and I'm just applying to the lower lash line. Then I'm just taking a small pencil brush and I'm gonna go into Sip Sip and I'm just blending that out. For my waterline, I'm gonna go in with Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in Best O. I used this in my last video and it's just kind of still sitting there, so I'm just gonna use that. It's not as dark as I wish it would be, but it still kind of goes with this look. It pretty much matches the eyeshadow on the lash line perfectly. Then I'm gonna go in with my Essence Lash Princess that I don't like. I need a new mascara. What are your favorite drugstore mascaras? Let me know because I would love to try some out. And then I'm just gonna grab a little lash spoolie and go through my lashes because that mascara makes them so clumpy. I hate it. Okay, ow, I just ran over my foot with my chair. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with, I think I'll try the shade Brute Flute, which was actually my least favorite Super Shock Cheek shade. It's just a little bit too metallic for me, but I'm taking this makeup right off anyway, so I figured let's try it out. What are your favorite ways to apply Super Shock Cheeks? Did I apply too much already? Oh crap. Oh no, this is not going well. I'm gonna have to like beat the crap out of my cheeks to get this to blend out. I feel like Super Shock formula really lifts my foundation and moves it around. When I use my fingers anyways, let's try a brush maybe. I really liked these a while ago, like earlier this year, and I don't remember how I used them to make myself like them. I look insane. That is way too much blush. Oh crap. Also, this is a Stilazzi Dual Fiber Small Powder Brush. I think I might have just applied too much on this side. That doesn't look terrible. Right? On this side? This side I think is a lost cause. It's just like really quite intense and dark. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. It's not my favorite. Maybe I'll give it another try. It's a little too sheeny for me, and I just find these so finicky. They always lift my foundation. For highlighter, I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Amazonian Clay Exposed highlighter. I'm just gonna try and like completely pan this at this point, I think. I've already used like so much of it. I feel like it might be a good like 2021 project to completely use this up. That was a lot of nose highlight. I just got a little carried away. Apparently that's the theme of today's video, me getting carried away with cheap products. I don't know how I feel about this makeup look anymore. I was liking it and now I'm just gonna like, maybe not. Okay, so I am back. This is the completed look. I used the Colourpop falsies in the style Chick. My lips are Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick topped with Champagne Mommy Gloss from Colourpop. And yeah, this is the completed look. I think I do like how it turned out. So roundup of the collection, I think I do like the Super Shock cheeks. I just think I haven't used them in a long time, so I got a little bit carried away. I usually use powder blush, so I'm gonna try these again and just use a lighter hand and kind of play with application because I do remember really liking these. I just don't remember how I applied them, because when I applied it with my fingers today, it kind of took me back to like before when I didn't like them and I was applying them with my fingers. So I think fingers is just like not the way with these, which is weird because you would think it would be because they're like bouncy and kind of like a bit of a cream. So yeah, these are good if you like this formula. If you don't, then obviously you probably wouldn't like these. The Wine and Only palette is very pretty. It was good. I liked it. I'll have to play with it some more, but so far the formula on these seems solid. The Super Shock Duo, love these. These are my favorite products from most Colourpop collections. I just think they're so sparkly and beautiful and they just apply to the lids so effortlessly. Words are hard today, apparently. The one thing I am really disappointed with is the liquid liner. It was so hard to use. I thought in the swatches it looked promising because it wasn't patchy, it was really pigmented, but the thing is, once this dries, it's really hard to go over and like kind of fix any mistakes. And I do find the way I apply liquid liner personally, I like to touch things up and go over spots a couple times if my line isn't straight or whatever, and it's just like impossible with this liner. Once it dries, it's like, that's it. And then I also find like when you try to draw with the tip, it's just super, like it doesn't really show up. The product doesn't really go to the very tip of the liner for some reason. So when I'm trying to draw really precise lines, it's really tricky because the product just doesn't go to the tip. I had the brown liquid liner and I really did enjoy that. So I don't know if it's just this color or what, because I did have a really easy time using the brown liquid liner and I don't know, this was just really hard for me to use. Maybe my liner skills just aren't as good good as I thought they were. Anyway, that is my short little roundup of the collection. Overall, I think it's really beautiful and the aesthetic is really nice. I wish they did some lip products. I feel like a really deep Merlot lip would have been super popular. I think it would have been really pretty if they launched like a super dark lip, but what do I know about launching makeup collections? Nothing. So that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out. If you don't, that's okay. I really appreciate you being here. Just you watching really helps out my channel, so thank you. Please let me know if you have any video requests in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!